Located in the southwest corner of New Hampshire, the town of Alstead is home to almost 2,000 people. On Sunday, October 9th, 2005, the town was devastated by a flood. 4 people were killed and over 35 homes were destroyed. Rain had fallen hard throughout the weekend, and a lake began to form in the horse fields above a culvert, unable to handle so much water. This culvert ran beneath 30 feet of gravel and dirt that formed the roadbed for Cooper Hill Road, where it intersected with State Highway Route 123. About 7 o'clock Sunday morning, the lake topped Cooper Hill Road, the gravel and dirt gave way, and the water surged toward the valley below. You're about to hear a collection of voices, fragments of interviews from a variety of people who experienced the flood. These voices have been combined into a single narrative presentation in an effort to recreate the flood event as it developed. They include the fire chief, road agent, and many residents of the town. Some of the people you'll hear lost their homes. Others witnessed the event in the different places it occurred. A few were part of the concerted effort to secure the safety of everyone.
We had come home from shopping about, 6 p.m. the night before?
Saturday night, 6 p.m. We didn't have any trouble getting home. Roads weren't closed anywhere or anything.
Must have been somewhere around 7:30 Saturday evening. I'd called Kim and Michael into the town barn, so we were all checking roads and doing what we were supposed to do. And I'd come back from somewhere down in the village checking, and there was water running down the state road up by the town barn. Well, what had happened was the culvert had plugged above the town barn by Charlie Knight's house.
Just about every road that we went to in East Alsted had water running over it in different places. Fuller Machine, up on the upper leg of Old Settlers Road by Paysex, it was going over there. All over the place. And nothing was really washing at that point. There was just water going over the road in different places. And we worked our way down into the village because I wanted to look at Viola's pool. And at this point it was probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewheres in there. We got up by Viola's pool and the water was already going over the concrete walkway.
Before I went to bed, I had looked out across the road, and of course the stream was more of a river. It was roaring pretty good, but it was nothing we hadn't seen before.
We got home, I guess it was about 9 o'clock Saturday night. Extremely heavy downpours. The brook, the Mad Brook, which joins into Warren Brook across the road here, was roaring quite heavily. Rocks were rolling down the brook so heavy that my wife actually asked me if that was thunder. That was a little different. I've heard rocks roll down that brook before, but nothing like it was Saturday night.
So that night before the flood, Saturday night, I'd taken my daughter out to dinner, and we came home, and I pulled in. It was dark, and I saw something funny. I usually see our covered bridge, and it looked odd, and I told my daughter, I said, oh, I wonder how come the bridge looks odd. So I came in here, and I got a large flashlight, and both of us walked out there, and I shined the flashlight, and I said, well, maybe it looks odd because it's going the wrong way. It already had broken, and it was hung on one side.
Kim and I discussed, I think we should get the people across from the town barn evacuated because, you know, everything's coming down the state road and the sides of the roads are all washing out. We best get them out of here, and just to be safe.
I called Keene, which is our dispatch, and asked them to put a tone on for manpower to respond to the stations to stand by for evacuations. and we started evacuating the houses right there at the foot of Hatch Hill.
The tone went off for all firemen and ambulance people to report to their stations, which meant I needed to go down to where the ambulance was.
About 10:30, the water was running around here, going down there, running underneath the trailer by the steps. And I walked up the brook, up the road, and the water was about coming over my boots, so the rocks in the middle of the dooryard road and all that, and I come back and told her, and I think we better go.
I went up the road, up to the culvert, started with the Perrys. They were the first house on the brook side, and Tim and Sally. So I stopped at the Perrys. They weren't home. I left a note. Then I came down to the next home. Nobody answered. Then I went down to Vera LaFleur. I know she was home, but she's deaf. And so I made a mental note that as soon